All right, Chapter 3, USA Spill Reporting Responsibility Introduction. When the spill involved with the release of discharge of the oil hazardous substance occurred with the USA Hazardous toxic radioactive waste remediation project, except for the reportable quantity within 24 hours of the period, the USA's representative will provide with the ensure the proper notification to coordinate with the federal, state, and local agencies prescribed in the applicable laws regulation, including notification National Response Center, if the notification coordinated with the spill reporting has been properly delegated in some other than the USA's representative. This does not eliminate the response of the USA's to check on the documentation notification were properly reported, unless otherwise accepted by the Comprehensive Environmental Response Compensation Liability Act. Notification requirements release of the hazardous substance equal to exceeding the reportable quantity during the cleanup activities must be reported to the National Response Center if the environmental protection agency definite of the continuous relief of the reporting may qualify to reduce reporting requirements described in Title 40 CFR 302.8 with the District Office of the Council should be consulted for any of the questions applicable spill reporting requirements responsibility because the USA's Corps does work with the any different cover the members and agent for the responsible for the boarding spill with the variety depending upon the part of the having jurisdiction over the ownership of the real property of the facility. In all cases, the USA's Corps and injury representative must either make the applicable notification verify the document of the spill have been reported the required statute regulation. The just notified the customer does not relieve of the liability of the USA's Corps or the contractor personal on the site with the knowledge of the incident, but then recommended the USA's Corps the representation representative consult with the Office of Counsel about such the requirements and recommendations they're taking to make mention for the project of the installation may require the spill report for the emergency release and notification made with the installation environmental coordinator with the fire department in order to allow the installation to make the applicable notification. Nuclear Regulatory Commission, State Emergency Response Center, Local Planning Committee, Local Emergency Planning Committee. If the USAs for the contractor shall document the notification spill made immediately, the installation environmental coordinator note of the time detailed with the report with the USAs for the and its contractor will provide the spill information with the Appendix C with the installation environmental coordinator. Coordinator shall document in the form or similar to the one provided with the Appendix D with the exempt from the notification of the spill will be made with the installation environmental coordinator with the National Regulatory Commission. Nuclear Regulatory Commission, other regulatory agencies. During this study with the design, the USA's representative may vary among the project manager for the program manager, project manager, the process engineer, chemical and geologist, industrial hygienist, and the other individuals of the district might designate the contract representative and serve the USA's Corps engineering representative during the remedial action phase of the following. Paragraphs conjunction with the Table 3 summarize the USA's Corps reporting responsibility hazardous toxic remediation, radioactive waste response actions, formerly used defense sites and formerly utilized site remedial action program. USA's representative immediately reports the spill and all required for the reporting agency as alternative to the contractor language may require for the contractor to report the spill. The regulatory agency notify the USA's in writing within 1 hour, notifying all the appropriate regulatory agencies. Installation, restoration site, RIP, and base realignment, closure, and military construction. USA's representative will report the spill required for the AR 201 will the other applicable state regulations unless for the installation of the Army and the Air Force required for the Air Corps. The representative immediately report the spill to the environmental coordinator. It is not incumbent for the installation facility operating for the owner to require the installation environmental coordinator to notify that all make all the spill report federal, state, local agencies. The USA's representative shall document the information as provided by the time installation environmental coordinator was notified. Environmental support for others. The USA's representative will report with the spill with the required with the statute of the regulation. USA's will provide with the written follow-up with the report with the customer as soon as possible. Customer must require for the USA's for the contractor to provide an initial spill information for the designated purpose to report. All of the federal, state, and local agencies for the USA's contractor must immediately report all spill for the customer documented with the applicable information was provided with the customer in a timely manner. Superfunded site. The USA's representative with the store spills the required with the reporting agency. USA's record manage activities aside the follow the report. The Environmental Protection Agency, the OSC on-scene coordinator, and the RPM radiation remedial project manner will also be made with the as possible. The Environmental Protection Agency reported responsibility with the written notification prior to the start of the site. Any site where the USA's Corporation reports the release for the Environmental Protection Agency, the on-site coordinator, and the representative program. Representative remedial project manager at the telephone consistent with the regulations, statutory requirements, written report following the Environmental Protection Agency within 24 hours. In all cases, the USA's representative will report the spill with required for the statute of regulation for the verify the documents of the reports that have been designated remedial environmental. USA's representative did not purpose the charge facility recommended by the USA's representative of the council with his or her district office of the council, but not about spill notification, emergency release portion requirement is undertaken the management any phase of remedial action. Remedial project investigation, design, construction, and spill reporting situation, timeless and essential mandatory, which is why procedures need to be established before project is begun to avoid any delay responsibilities and spill and report of the Office Council should be consulted with the spill notification, emergency relief reporting responsibility of the formerly utilized site remedial action program sites, not only in the federal government, the contractor. They require the contractor to report any spill for the operative facility may report with the hazards to radioactive toxic waste response action. And in the case for the coordinator shall notify the USA's corporation within 1 hour of the contractor of the completing of the spill reporting requirements required for the authority. Contractor documents shall identify the contractor responsibility, spill notification, emergency release reporting. Any of the example of the spill correct contract language is included in the figure 5.2 of the work plan shall also include the procedure for the file for the event with the report spillable or of oil. Comprehensive Environmental Response Compensation Liability Act has substance extremely hazardous substances. Office of the Council can be consulted with the proper procedure for the transfer of the responsibility spill reporting with the contractor. If the contractor requires to make the spill reporting, the USA's representative shall receive the verbal notification with the contractor within 1 hour of the notification of federal, state, and local agencies. Reporting responsibility, installation reporting site, and restoration sites under an installation restoration program, IRP. And base alignment closures, military construction. In case of the USA's employees will report supply with the required statute regulation, verify the documentation, installation, environmental coordinator that has been immediately notified the reportable spill of the oil. Comprehensive Environmental Response Comprehensive Liability Act has substances of extremely hazardous substance notification installation. Emergency coordinator does not completely eliminate the liability of the USA's Corps Engineering or a contractor personnel on site with the knowledge incident of the recommendation. USA's Corps Engineering Management Construction personnel consult with the Office of the Council about such requirements before executing prior to the project to clearly delineate with the special spill roles and the responsibility. Reporting a spill of oil and hazardous substance for the Army installation building in accordance with the current version of the AR 201 Environmental Protection Agency Enhancement. Chapter 3, Oil Hazardous Substance Spills, and the spill reporting procedure for the Air Force installation shall be considered for the installation environmental office before on-site with the service activities commence. The contract documents and working plan shall specify the responsible individual appropriate procedure for the following event if there's any spill for the oil. Comprehensive Environmental Response Community Compensation Liability Act has substances of extremely hazardous substances. Reporting responsibility under the Superthrone, the USA's Corps Engineering Representative provides written notification and environmental protection aid to the on-screen coordinator, remedial project manager, USA's Corps Engineering or its contractor, if applicable, to report with the reportable spills occur with the on-site the reporting agency, and the environmental protection aid on-site coordinator, and the remedial project manager does not want the USA's Corps contractor to handle the reporting. They should be informed to notify the USA's Corps Engineering writing the provider, preferably prior to the initiation of any site work with the memorandum of agreement may be one method of formalizing understanding of the roles, responsibility, reporting, responsibility under environmental support with other sites, and in the all case for the USA's Corporate Engineering representative report spills all required with the federal, state, and local statutes regulation. The USA's Corporate Engineering representative will provide the written notification on the customer to USA's and the contractor, if applicable, will report any spill for the on-curve of the site with the federal, state, local agencies, and the customer will owner of the operating facility decide to retain the reporting responsibility. USA should ensure the customer immediately notified with all the reporting spill, but furthermore, if it will be important, the documentation of the customer will have to notify the necessary information provided with the appendix C and D, but to justify the notify that the customer does not eliminate the liability. USA's corporate engineering contractor personnel on the site with the knowledge of the incident of the failure of the spill being reported with the appropriate federal, state, and local agencies recommended by the USA's corporate engineering representative to consult with the Office of the Council about such requirements before undertaking the project. With the Table 3.1 provided with the brief summary of the spill requirement, reporting requirement of the corporate engineering site. Chapter 4, Report and Record Keeping.